Chicago's skyline is a stunning visual, but the city is eerily quiet. A place we call home, unrecognizable. But what is a home without its people? Its food? Its culture? What is Chicago without a hot dog at Wrigley Field? Music in Millennium Park? Or venturing to the top of the John Hancock Building? We've been inside for months now. A lot of people have died. Industries decimated. Our people are in need. It's time to rise up, Chicago. Our city is calling. Tonight, we answer your call. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Deon. The situation is dire out there, and we're here to do our part tonight in order to bring some relief and recovery to our great city. And we're going to have a little fun while doing it. Chicago's been in my heart. Chicago is a city that I grew up in, and I rep very hard with everything I do. And just like me, everyone on this show tonight is from Chicago. We got Jeff Tweedy, we got Jamila Woods, we got Common, we also got Mayor Lightfoot, all together. Now, that's not the only reason why we're here. We do want you to have a good time, but we're also here to raise money for those charities that's out there every day. They need our help. So go get on our GoFundMe page or text Sweet Home to 41411 and show what it means to be Chicago strong.
What's up, Chicago? Hey, I want to make sure we take care of each other because y'all know where we come from, right? Yeah. Memories on corners with the foes and the moles. Watch to the store for the rolls. Talk and stay forward to those. Got uncles that smoke is up or blow up they nose. Cope with they lows. The wind is cold and it blows. In they socks, they souls. Cats holding they rolls. Corners leave souls open and closed. Hoping for more with nowhere to go. Brothers rolling in droves. They shoot the wrong way cause they ain't knowing they goes. The streets ain't safe cause they ain't knowing the codes. By the foes I was told either focus or foe. Got cousins with flows, hope they open some doors. Weekend cop clothes and rolling the rolls. Now I roll in O's with those that don't roll. Down the roads where cars get broken and stole. These are the stories told by Stony and Cottage Grove. The world is cold, the block hot as a stove on the corner. I wish I could give you this feeling. I wish I could give you this feeling. On the corners, brothers robbing, killing, dying just to make a living, huh?
We underrated, we educated. The corner was our time when time stood still and gators and snakes.
Shout out to the last poets.
Pink and powder blue profiles, glorifying them.
Black church services, murderers, they rap serving burgers. It's cats with gold permanents, move they bags, it's herbalists. Dirt isn't just fertile, it's people working and earning this. Curb getters go where the cash flow, the current is. It's so hot that brothers burn to live. The furnace is where the money move and the determined live. We talk it, play lotto and buy German beers. So black packed with action, that's affirmative. The corners, I wish I could give you this feeling. I wish I could give you this feeling. On the corners, brothers robbing, killing, dying just to make a living, huh? Shout out to Chicago, South Side, West Side, North Side, all over the city. You know how we do. Yeah. Down on the corners. Peace, Chicago.
Chicago is much more than just a city. Chicago is a community.
Chicago is a community. Chicago is a family.
Chicago is a family. Chicago is our home. Let's band together.
Let's band together.
Let's band together.
And most importantly, 100% of every dollar donated will go to those organizations helping those on the front lines and helping families in most desperate need.
Let's help fight this together.
We could do it.
Yes.
Hi, this is Joe Madden. Chicago will always be a special city to me. What's even more special? The people. Our passion for heroes is legendary. The support for our sports teams is unmatched. Now we have a new team to stand behind, a team made up of the people on the front line of this pandemic. First responders, healthcare workers, families mourning the loss of a loved one, families straining to make ends meet, It's a team that needs our help, and they need it now. We will get through this, and we will do it together. This crisis has forced us to understand just how much we are dependent upon one another. The act of giving has never been more important, nor has it been more difficult than it is right now. But our new team does need your help. Please give. Thank you.
Essential workers are risking their lives to keep us safe. Day in and day out, these brave individuals march back onto the front lines and into contaminated spaces.
Some of these hospitals have been labeled as war zones, and a lot of these workers have to wage that battle while lacking adequate resources like personal protective equipment that can help them and their families.
Help protect our frontliners
so they can help us.
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Katrina Mattingly, and I am a board certified physician in both emergency medicine and obesity medicine.
My name is Sunita Mohapatra, and I have been practicing infectious disease for about 2.5 decades.
My name is Dr. PJ Tagavi. I work over at Cook County Hospital in Chicago.
So it really wasn't a decision, it's my job.
I mean, it's not really a question you ask yourself, you just do it. You know, this job is more of a calling than an actual job.
Part of the culture that we come through is that when everyone is running away from the fire, we are running towards the fire.
It's kind of like when there's a war, soldiers have to go. They don't really get a choice.
The hospital environment is quite different today than it was a few months ago.
Lots of hand washing.
I miss the smiles because they're all camouflaged under masks.
More hand washing.
There's not really a moment of like taking your foot off the gas to be relaxed. You're always on.
More hand washing.
The glasses fog up. The layers are hot.
The patients I'm serving right now are people that work in factories. They work on farms.
They deliver our packages. They help feed us. They illustrate the disparities of healthcare, carved through years of inequality and racism.
I recognize the risk that I take showing up on the job every day, trying to help other people, trying to save other people's family members.
What I have noticed is like everyone's really thankful. The patients are, the staff is.
When you get home with a little one, your little ones always want to hug you immediately. So it's been very difficult sometimes to say, hey, give mommy a couple of minutes, let me take off all this stuff and hop in the shower.
If I could say anything to the people of Chicago, I would say that right now we need to stay apart to come together.
I would say stay strong, build your immune systems, lots of fruits, vegetables, protein.
But in the grand scheme of time, these couple of months that we've all had to sit at home and make good use of our time, it's going to be a blip on the radar. It's a couple of months that could potentially save your life and save tens of thousands of lives.
When I think of Chicago, I think bold and beautiful. And I'm not just talking about the old Chicago skyline or the beautiful lakefront. I'm talking about the people, the big-hearted, kind people of Chicago, the people with grit, tenacity, and resilience. When I think of Chicago, I think of home.
Hey, Chicago. I want to say thank you to the frontline workers who are keeping us safe, to my family, my friends, the entire Chicago community. I miss you, and I hope you're doing whatever you can to stay safe and stay inside if you can. So, in the meantime, I'm going to send you a virtual hug and a virtual handshake.
What's up, Chicago? This is Craig Robinson sending you love and positivity. I hope everyone is staying safe, staying inside, washing your hands a lot, and self-distancing. We can beat this. I love y'all. See you soon.
Bob, I believe you are muted.
You're on mute, Bob. Click on unmute, the microphone thing.
You click on the icon that looks like a brat being sliced in half.
Is that better?
There you go. Okay. Now we got it.
Good.
Okay. All
right. Good. So through the magic powers of the internet, I'm here with my brother Bill and our fellow super fan Carl to raise money for the great state of IL. home to a certain team from a certain sheltering in place town from which no virus can stand in the way of a certain Lombardi trophy, a team that is known as the Bears.
Bears.
Gentlemen, how you holding up through this quarantining indoors and whatnot?
Well, obviously being in Chicago, the lockdown is even more challenging as it coincides with our annual 3 days of spring.
Yeah, it's been tempting to go outside and see our beautiful Chicago prairie land during this 72-hour window when it isn't a frozen tundra or sweltering marsh.
But the silver lining, it's been so fascinating to observe nature retake some parts of the city during this lockdown.
Yeah, I heard that the Chicago River is so clear that for the first time you can see all the bodies buried in it.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Truly.
And I hope all our viewers out there are being safe and careful.
Right, like sanitizing all your groceries.
Yeah, well, I've been deep frying anything that enters the house for the last 30 years, so that isn't really that big of a change for me, but it is important to do that to your food first.
Yeah, also, Bob, I read that chewing your food first is supposedly healthier.
All right, you lost me there, pal. And there's been a lot of shortages, so, you got to get a little creative in your solutions. I know that no one can still get toilet paper, but Packer flags are still easy to buy online, and they suit all of your wiping needs quite nicely.
Nice to know they're good for something.
Yeah.
I've heard some much scarier shortages are going on out there, Bob. I've heard of places running out of meat.
Ooh, no, that's scary. I mean, it's one thing for your country to be out of non-essential items like ventilators, but if you're running out of hamburger patties, I mean, are we still a society at that point?
Scary times, gentlemen. A lot of heroes, though, those frontline workers at Giordano's, Mr. Beef, Carson's, Al's Italian Beef, and all those medical folks, too.
Yeah, one thing people can do to show our appreciation for the doctors and the nurses and the frontline workers and whatnot is every day at 8 p.m., we drive by some local hospital and yell, "Packers suck." It really lifts them up hearing that salute.
There you go.
Beautiful.
And of course, we take precautions outside. We follow all them CDC guidelines, and we wear the masks.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good.
It's important.
Yeah. We got to protect those vulnerable to this virus, especially the elderly. I mean, here in Illinois, they're just 30 years away from collecting their pension.
Very true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you guys been doing with yourselves?
Well, I've been dabbling in new hobbies like art. Have you heard about that?
Art.
Yeah, it's something I did in grade school. I've been picking up the paintbrush again. Now, I call this the Bar of Heroes.
Ooh.
All the state's icons. There's Coach Dicka. There's Jordan. There's Lincoln, of course, and Dennis Farina, and the Empire Carpet Guy. And then we got some notables in the background there. We got Ernie Banks. We got Svengoolie.
Real nice work there.
Give me today my daily bread. Help me to walk alone ahead. Though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no love. Oh, my smile, my mind reassure me I don't need no one. Woke up this morning with my mind set on loving me. With my mind set on loving. Woke up this morning with my mind set on loving me. With my mind set on loving. I'm not The bad days may come, the lover may leave, the winter may not. Hey, the map of your palm, the temple you be, you're all that you got. The bad days may come, the lover may leave, the winter may not. The map of your palm, the temple you be, you're all that you got. Though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no love. Oh, my smile, my mind reassure me, I don't need no one. Woke up this morning with my mind set on loving me. With my mind set on loving. Woke up this morning with my mind set on loving me. With my mind set on loving. I'm not lonely, I'm alone, and I'm holy by my own. I'm not lonely, I'm alone, and I'm holy by my own. My cup is full of what I got is enough. Nobody completes me, don't mess with my stuff. My cup is full of what I got is enough. Nobody completes me, don't mess with my love. Surely, 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 goodness and mercy shall follow me. Shall follow me. Shall follow me.
Tonight's performances are to help raise money for 10 amazing charities that are helping our city rise again. Here's a couple of our causes. Chicago Community COVID-19 Response Fund provides grant support to nonprofit organizations responding to the immediate needs of neighborhoods facing instability in the metropolitan Chicago region. The 100 Club of Chicago provides for the families of first responders who have lost their lives in the line of duty. This membership-based organization offers several forms of financial assistance, access to resources, and moral support.
Chicago, we are coming together to support one another. During these challenging times, we need each other now more than ever.
Let's help fight this together. We can do it.
I'm John Kelmos, founder and global CIO of Kelmos Investments. We are grateful for the enthusiastic reception our campaign has received from Chicago's business leaders, sports stars, and celebrities, and our neighbors. I grew up in Chicago, went to Austin High School and college at Illinois Tech. As we rally together to help the individuals, families, and communities struggling in this unprecedented health and economic crisis, we thank the local heroes, including all the fine charities, for their important work in bringing our city back.
COVID-19 does not discriminate. It doesn't attack just the elderly, the poor, or our friends with weakened immune systems. Though those communities may face a greater risk, we must remember that COVID-19 can happen to anyone. And when it does, we need to have the resources to take care of our people.
I'm a 39-year-old male with no pre-existing conditions. I've enjoyed great health for the majority of my life. When I went in for my annual physical, my doctor was shocked to discover that I was highly symptomatic for coronavirus. I would be considered an extremely low-risk patient. Within hours of my diagnosis as COVID-19 positive, my fever spiked to 103, 104 degrees. That brought with it hallucinations, delirium, a great sense of anxiety and dread. Within the first 2 weeks, I lost over 10 pounds. The chest compression, the lung and heart issues that were going on were profound. I returned to the hospital on day 11, where I was administered through the CDC protocols of what they refer to as the acute infection unit. It was entirely housed outdoors in the periphery around the hospital in FEMA-style outdoor emergency tents. The situation, as I found it, could best be described as controlled chaos. Hazmat and PPE outfitted doctors, nurses, and technicians coming and going, other patients choking, coughing, crying out to Jesus to save them. The young doctor who was attending to me began to tear up as he was dealing with his own frustration and exhaustion. As a patient, I'm not used to having to comfort the doctor, but it was an incredibly human moment. When I was able to leave with my life and my gratitude, I made it about as far as the nearest street corner before I broke down in tears. I cried because I knew that things were worse than we had been led on to believe. I cried because things felt too overwhelming to fix, and I cried for those people who were going to lose their lives. It was emotionally overwhelming and very difficult to accept that I had been allowed to walk out and others, through no fault of their own, might walk into that hospital environment and not walk back out. After my experience at the acute infection unit, I couldn't just sit still and not do anything to help. So I started COVAID, Chicago's first COVID-19 focused nonprofit entity, to distribute goods and services across Chicagoland's most at-risk and vulnerable communities. In just a few short weeks, we've been able to donate thousands of masks to children, families, and essential workers alike. Community-sourced giving has exploded across Chicagoland in a way that is inspiring, encouraging, and motivation enough for anyone to get started. Chicago is working together right now in a way that we can hold our heads high and say, I was there to help. That will be our great legacy.
Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you all the nurses, first responders. Thank you guys.
My name is Terry. I'm 89 years old. We decided we would all get together and make masks. I am hoping that that'll keep us all safe.
These tough times, but we're going to keep through it. First responders will be there for you because we know you're there for us.
What's going on, Chicago? This is Vic Mensa. I want to send love to the south side, to the west side, to the north side, to the east side. I ask everybody to take this social distancing seriously. People's lives are at stake, and we owe it to each other to be good to each other. In the memory of all those that have passed, let's take care of our community. Let's take care of our city.
Good evening. Thank you for coming together in this telethon to support those who are most in need. We can do so much when we join hands together. I especially am grateful that Catholic Charities has been included in this telethon. You know, Catholic Charities was founded in 1917 amid a global pandemic just like the one that we are suffering, but also one complicated by a world war. People suffering the effects of illness and fleeing destruction in their homelands were arriving by the thousands and coming to the church for aid. In the centuries since, through multiple wars and economic calamities, we have cared for all who needed our help, regardless of their faith, nationality, or economic circumstances. Today, amid yet another pandemic and the financial crisis it has caused, requests for food, shelter, and many other services have skyrocketed. Your donations to the many worthy charities and to Catholic Charities will help all of us continue to serve people in need. to help them stay safe and to recover when this crisis passes. Please join us and be a partner in rebuilding Chicagoland once again.
What's going on? This is Chris Red. I just want to give a shout out to my hometown, Chicago, and Chicagoland area. I know I got to say both of them because I went to school in the burbs. I don't want to hear no slack in the comments of any kind. I don't know. Is this a telethon? You know, I'm sending my love and heart from New York to y'all, man, to please be safe. Please stay at home. I know it's tough. I'm in a 1-bedroom. You know what I mean? I think I heard some rats move away earlier today. But we can do this, man. We're tough. Chicago, we're tough. And I know it's a long time inside, but come on, B. We know we have patience. You know our traffic. You know how long it takes to find parking. You know what I'm saying? So please be safe. Please be healthy. We can fight this, and we're gonna get through it. And in the meantime, let's celebrate sweatpants, baby. It's sweatpants year forever. When you go back to work safely, please don't wear jeans ever again. Cause why? What are they? For real. Love y'all.
It's that time of year again when Chicagoans get together at homes, bars, and stadiums to watch our beloved sport, basketball. But by the Bulls not being able to play brings an emptiness to our city. So instead of us being that empty, I thought I'd bring some players to you, new and old.
Sports is such an important part of the American culture, especially in Chicago, where fans are so passionate about their favorite teams. I'm now pleased to bring in three very special guests. Zach LaVine, the star guard of the current Chicago Bulls team. We also have a couple of guys from the Bulls' second three-peat squad. That would be Tony Kukoc and Bill Wennington. Hey, Zach, I know that you've been watching the Last Dance documentary on ESPN. They're through 8 episodes so far. What's your biggest takeaway of Michael Jordan? Obviously, a lot of this stuff happened is when you were just a toddler, but you've heard about the legend of Michael Jordan. Has the program lived up to what you thought of MJ the legend?
I knew a lot about him, but it's cool to see the behind the scenes and like inside his mind, and not just his, the entire team's. Because like you guys said, I mean, you guys lived with it. He was a hard dude to deal with, but then you understood what he was going through as well.
Tony, you said he was great after wins, but when you lose a game, guys have to rally together and work harder at practice, didn't they?
Phil used to say that the team is as strong as the weakest link. And I guess nobody wanted to be that weakest link. And everybody just tried to elevate the game and win. Obviously, winning makes everything okay. So if you don't want to run into Michael being mad and yelling and screaming and doing stuff, just play well and win.
Bill, I know you've said a couple of times that the quote from Michael said, hey, we get a chance to play together, hop on the cape. That's quite a daunting challenge right from the start.
When it starts off with just trash talking, and he's going to get on you on the court. And then if he didn't think you were pulling your weight or living up to the challenge, he was going to get on you and ride you and embarrass you to live up to his level and play as hard as he does. And he made me better. He made everyone on the floor better. And if you didn't understand that, you had a hard time with it, you were going to have a very difficult year or season with the Bulls. But if you understood what he was doing, like Tony said, you didn't want to be that weak link.
When did you feel like you finally had earned his respect, Tony?
After we won that first championship, that makes everything better. But obviously, you got to. I mean, not only with the Bulls, but especially with the Bulls when you winning a championship, you're winning there's nothing higher than that.
Of course, the famous game from the 1992 finals where he hits those 6 threes and he shrugs over to Magic Johnson, the broadcast booth. You topped that. You hit 13 threes earlier in this season, one off the NBA record. Take us through the mindset about what that was like when you feel like the basket is as big as the ocean and you can't miss.
Just getting one of them rhythms, man. I mean, every NBA player has one of them games, and the better you are, you try to have more of them. It's just you got hot and you're trying to help your team win.
Well, hopefully there are championships in the Bulls' future. I know all the fans are excited about that. And obviously we're excited about this event, the Sweet Home Chicago Telethon. 100% of the proceeds raised will go to 10 charities helping out in the Chicago area. So we encourage all the viewers out there to contribute if you can. And before we wrap it up, I want to turn it back to the veterans, Bill and Tony. when you look back on the three-peat run, you know, a lot of people said if the team would have been able to stay together, maybe they could have won in that shortened 99 season. But Bill, there was a little bit of an age factor. Of course, Tony was in his prime back then, but a lot of the guys were over 30. How difficult do you think it might have been to add a fourth straight championship in that lockout shortened 99 season?
We didn't start till January.
Right.
So you only really had 50-some games. And I think that would have helped, obviously, Michael and Scotty get a little bit more rest. And it was tough, but it was very possible.
Then we will go 42-0. The people we played against, almost every team thinks that they had a better team or they could beat us or that. And to me, that's the reason I think we were even better, because when they say like, oh, we had the better team or we should have beat them, but they didn't. And I don't know if you can say we were lucky, because in that case, Michael and Scotty and Phil were the luckiest people in the 90s.
Bill, final thoughts on that second three-peat? Obviously, a very special time in Chicago sports history. The Last Dance is going to wrap up this week. When you look back on it, what kind of memories does it bring for you?
You know, obviously winning does a lot and is a great memory, winning. But you know what? That team was special. The chemistry that we had, the guys that were in that locker room working together. But the bonds that we made, the friendships that we have, Tony, Scotty, myself, Randy Brown, Dickie Simpkins, just phenomenal friendships that have lasted through the years. And that's what I take away the most. Just those relationships are really the best.
behalf of myself and the CineSpace family, we are so happy that we've been able to help the city of Chicago with this fundraiser. Chicago, be strong. We got this.
Hi, I'm Michelle Herndon, and I'm Director of Private Events for Boca Restaurant Group.
Laura O'Malley, the Chicago Firehouse Restaurant.
My name is Armando Vasquez. The name of the restaurant is called La Scarola. Before the virus, our place was almost full every day. Monday could be like Saturday night. 400 people, 350 covers a night.
Well, a typical night at the restaurant could be a bar full of our regulars with almost, every seat taken.
We currently had to lay off all 1,800 of our employees, including myself, for the coronavirus.
We lost, because of the virus, almost 65% of the income.
Our business is probably down 90%.
Some of the ways that our restaurant group is helping our employees is we do a weekly grocery program. We all volunteer, and we unload a semi-truck full of produce and eggs and milk and have ready for our employees to pick up.
Maybe when everything started 5 weeks ago, I started providing free food for hospital workers. By doing that, I have a lot of other people calling me, buying, trying to help and telling me, hey, listen, I'm going to give you so much money. Please send money to this hospital, food to this hospital. So that's my activity, trying to reach out and help people that need help right now.
The impact that it's had on us has been great. In terms of our city, we're a very restaurant-driven city, but I'd like to say that Boca Restaurant Group does such a great job being a family.
Restaurant people we're built for this kind of thing to happen because we're resilient, and almost every night we face challenges.
But as a family, we've been in the trenches before, and we're going to get through this as well.
We hope they're going to find a way to stay open after this is done and over. So we'll see. Thank you so much.
We're currently navigating very challenging times. You've heard this. We all know this. We're living it every single day. But heck, that's why we're doing this telethon. The reality is many people in our area are struggling. The Win Trust, we're committed to supporting Chicago always, especially in the hardest of times. Like so many, I found comfort in seeing the response. I'm not surprised by it, because that's what Chicago is made of. Frontline workers who are giving their all. The neighbors and friends banding together to lift each other's spirits. The individuals who are stepping up and giving what they can when others can't. We can all help make a difference and make the largest impact by ensuring the organizations that are able to help those in need have our unwavering support. We will persevere and get through this, because that's what Chicago does and always will do. We at Wintrust are proud to be Chicago's bank. We're also proud to be part of Sweet Home Chicago Relief and Recovery to benefit our local charities. Thank you to everyone who's ensuring that we can keep doing the important work so many people are counting on.
We all know Chicago's no second city. It's not just some toddling town. It's not just some overrated movie musical with Richard Gere. No, Chicago is a state of mind. So let's use our minds, wash your hands, stay inside. We're almost done. We're gonna get through this together.
On any given day, 1 in 8 people in Cook County faces hunger. Even one is too many. Hunger is a year-round problem that touches every community in Chicago. I think we can all agree, no one should have to go hungry. The presence of hunger among our neighbors affects us all and diminishes hope in our communities and in ourselves. A healthy community starts with food.
The Greater Chicago Food Depository, Chicago's food bank, works with a vast network of community-based programs to offer food and hope for anyone in need across Cook County. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the food depositories and its partners are striving to ensure no one goes hungry in our community. Every week, hundreds of volunteers help the food depository pack tens of thousands of pounds of food for distribution to our neighborhoods in need. To help the Greater Chicago Food Depository and all the charities we raise money for tonight, please text Sweet Home to 41411 to donate. We need you.
Oh, I heard about Noah's flood, washed away a world of sin. Some say destruction is an act of love and think it should happen again. Oh, let's go rain again. Let's go rain again. Now once upon a time I was a Christian. I didn't need to know. When the sky speaks, I'm gonna listen. When it's pissing, I'll just figure I'm alone. Oh, let's go rain again. Come on, rain, let's go rain again. Oh, I should build a wooden ark. Wouldn't you rather live on an ocean of guitars? Oh, let's go rain again. Come on, rain, let's go rain again. Maybe you're not a believer. Maybe you don't have a choice. Or maybe it's a fever that you haven't caught yet, 'cause you haven't met Scott McCoy. Oh, let's go rain again. Let's go rain again. Come on, rain, let's go rain again. Let's go rain, still no rain again.
Sweet Home Chicago would like to thank our corporate partners for their generous donations.
Hi, Joe Mantegna here, with a shout out to my fellow Chicagoans and Illinoisans that I know we're going through a trying time right now, but we have to stick with it and do this all together. So stay at home, listen to music, watch movies, and I don't want to hear that, oh, it's tough being cooped up for such a long time, because remember how long we had to wait for the Cubs to win a World Series and how worth it that was. Be safe, be healthy.
Chicago is coming together to help one another during this extremely challenging time. The Chicago pandemic relief community is growing. Band together with us. We will come out of this stronger. So please help the Chicago Pandemic Relief Fund. This is Ryan Sandberg, Chicago Cubs. Sweet Home Chicago.
The Chicago pandemic relief community is growing. Band together with us. We will come out stronger.
Hey, Chicago. Bonnie Hunt here. This pandemic is really affecting all of us, but of course, some more harshly than others. This Sweet Home Chicago fundraiser came together so swiftly because of the goodwill and efforts of so many. We want to thank everyone for their contribution, especially John Kodunis, the founder of the Chicago CEO COVID-19 Coalition. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. Good health, stay safe, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.
Welcome, everyone. The CEO COVID-19 Coalition and Sweet Home Chicago is about all of us coming together to bring our great city back. I started this campaign and founded it because I was born in Chicago and happen to think it's one of the greatest cities in the world. I've reached out to several business leaders to stand with me. I asked them if they would do matching gifts to their employees when they donate to this charity. I think it's important for us that can to help now. If not now, when? If it weren't for our generous founding members, John Calamos and the employees of Calamos Investments, along with Ed Weimer and Wintrust Financial, Bob Oros and Hightower Advisors, and Alex Picios of Cinespace Studios, along with our partners, benefactors, and sponsors, none of this would have been possible. Now is just the beginning, and I hope you will continue to donate and bring Sweet Home Chicago back.
The data shows that social distancing works. Please pay attention. Stay home, save lives. Here's what's up. If I make this shot, you gotta stay home. She shoots, she scores! Debbie, getting your roots done is not essential. Your dog doesn't need to see its friends. You can work on your jump shot inside. What's more important, saving lives or getting a pedicure? It's cold out. Nobody's gonna see your toes.
Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero.
Tell you what, if my White Sox win, you gotta stay home.
Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
The truth is, 40,000 hospitalizations will break our healthcare system. Stay home, save lives.
Look, who else has a mayor this funny, this cool, while keeping us all safe at the same time, huh? She is an amazing person, and we're here right now to talk to her, straight from her living room. Give it up for the one and only Mayor Lightfoot.
This pandemic is like nothing any of us have ever seen. And I'm proud to say that here in Chicago, we've risen to the challenge. All of you have stepped up and done your parts. And thanks to your efforts, we're beginning to flatten the curve. But make no mistake, we still have a long way to go before we can reopen our economy and get our lives back to normal. More challenges lie ahead. The weather's warming up, and everyone wants to go out to the parks and playgrounds and beaches. As hard as it is, we have to keep staying home and social distancing. When you do, you're helping lay the groundwork for the recovery that will come. We also need you to remember those less fortunate who are not only having to worry about their health, but where they're going to find their next job, get their next meal, or put a roof over their heads. I want to give a big thanks to every Chicagoan who's been doing their part, particularly our healthcare workers and first responders. We will rebuild our city in a way that not only puts people back to work, but makes our city stronger, more inclusive, and more powerful than we've ever been before.
Chicago, you have taught me many things over the years, that we are a family, that we are a community, but above all else, you have taught me that we are tough and we are resilient. So let's keep banding together as one unit, and we will get through this.
Hey everyone, Verdine White here. Just wanted to reach out and say we have to do our best to meet the needs of family, friends, neighbors, and everyone on the front lines. Let's do our best to continue taking care of ourselves and each other. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Auburn Gresham is a community that's made up of about 90% African Americans. We have a lot of retired police officers and healthcare workers. The first coronavirus-related death was recorded here in Auburn Gresham, not too far from this church, as a matter of fact. In this community of over 47,000, there have been only 3,000 tests done. And of those, there were like 783 tested positive. So I feel that we are greatly underserved in this community. We hosted on last Friday the Howard Brown Health Center. One of our members invited Dr. Maya Green to come and do a pop-up COVID-19 testing. It went very well. We had 111 people to get tested. We hope to gain a greater understanding of the novel virus and how it affects our people. We are not working. Our church is not open at this time. We're holding church services like so many others are doing through Zoom, and it's working out pretty well, actually. It's very well received. This experience makes you more aware of your limitations, what you can and what you cannot do, how you interact with people. Chicago, stay safe. Pay attention to the mandates of the governor. He has a lot of people that he's listening to in the scientific field that they know what they're talking about. And so just want to stay safe, stay prayerful, stay positive. We're going to get through this together.
Speaking of governor, it is my pleasure to introduce this next guy who is determined to keep our city on the rise. Please welcome Governor Pritzker.
Thanks, Deon. We're so excited that you're all in for your home state of Illinois, and grateful to have you hosting this fundraiser for organizations that are doing outstanding work to help out the people most in need, especially during this difficult time. This spirit of togetherness and generosity is what gives me hope about our future. This will be a great night for everyone. Good luck, and remember, let's be all in Illinois.
Hi, I'm Tim Kazurinsky. This is Zippy, and Zippy says, if we stay inside, listen to music, and watch movies, we can all get through this trying time. Right, Zip? Am I boring you? No, give me a kiss.
One of the most vulnerable groups during the COVID-19 pandemic is our city homeless population. Help us support some of the local organizations that are out there on the streets, helping to meet the basic needs and increase demand of these folks. Text Sweet Home to 41411 and show some love, Chicago.
The Night Ministry works to provide housing, health care, and human connection to members of our community struggling with poverty and homelessness. Throughout the greater Chicago area, the Salvation Army is on the front lines, helping individuals face the challenge of the corona pandemic. Requests for help have increased by over 200%, in some areas up to 500%.
Keep your mask on. I'm doing fine, and I hope everybody else will do fine. Just wear your mask and follow the rules. Because everybody have to follow the rules to make everything all right, and we're going to be fine with this.
Hi, my name is Bob Oros, and I am a fellow Chicago resident and CEO of Hightower Advisors. On behalf of our 700 team members, it is our privilege to participate as a founding circle member of the Chicago CEO COVID-19 Coalition. Taking care of people is in the DNA of our firm. Our financial advisors take care of their clients, helping them achieve their objectives as their core mission. The opportunity to give back to our city and those who are in need is not just something we want to do, it is our obligation to step up during this time of need and give back. I encourage everyone to give what they can. Every dollar helps.
Hey folks, it's Lamorne here, asking for your help. Me, along with a whole bunch of other folks, are pulling together, and we need your assistance. This fund goes directly towards the folks that are in need, the ones that are affected most by this pandemic. So if you can, give all you can. We're all doing it. We're all pulling together. And if anybody can get through it, we can get through it, and we will. But we won't without your help. Okay, so please make sure that you incorporate yourself in this scenario. Do everything that you can, and we'll pull through this together.
Well, hey, my name is Billy Zane. This here is Andy Chuckerman. He's playing a little tune by Milton Ager, a Chicagoan. It was made more popular about 33 years later by a new star on the scene named Barbra Streisand. Maybe you heard of her. It was one of her first hits. And what I am doing here singing it, I have no idea, other than to further encourage you to support the Chicago CEO COVID-19 Coalition and all the great work that they're doing. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. Your cares and troubles are gone. There'll be no more from now on. From now on. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear, my friends. Happy days are here again. Take down your mask, Andy. Show me your face. All right, that's enough.
You know, you learn stuff about yourself when sports is taken away. For example, I have 5 kids.
Really? Wow, I had no idea.
Oh, no.
Tell me about it. I got like 4. They got this homeschooling thing going now. I've been spending hours keeping them in line. Hey, kids! Kids, come here. Guys, come here. All right. Show my friends everything you know, okay? The Great Depression lasted for 4 years until what event?
The New Deal?
Nope. The birth of Mike Ditka. Come on, you knew that. Okay. Identified a breakthrough discovery of the 20th century.
The theory of relativity?
Nah. Any other guesses?
The triangle offense?
There you go. Would have also accepted the T formation. All right, did you guys do your math? What's the area of a circle?
Pi r squared, and pi is 3.1.15926.
Hey, come on. In this house, we round pi up to 3.4 to honor Walter Payton. Come on, go, do your math again. All right, and get a frickin' haircut. You heard me. I'm sorry. Sorry you had to see that.
Oh, that's all right. But hey, on a brighter note, at least the country's had The Last Dance to keep ourselves going.
I've watched that 6 times. I can't believe it's almost over.
But I think we can all agree that devoting a mere 10 episodes to the 97-98 Bulls season is inadequate.
Journalistic malpractice, Bob.
Exactly. This isn't something like jazz or the Civil War that you can just gloss over in 10 hours. This is the 97-98 Bulls.
For real. I mean, they could have done 10 episodes on Dickie Simpkins alone.
These Bulls were like the Beatles. And Phil Jackson was like the Maharishi.
Right.
And Jerry Krause was the Yoko.
Right.
Let me ask you this, friends. How many championships would they have won?
I'd say a minimum 23, Pete, Bob.
Oh, they'd be the sitting champs today, my friend. Let's just say that you'll be looking at a run that rivals the Ming Dynasty in legend.
I agree. So let's say, just, to make it interesting, the Bulls, because of their dominance, are not allowed to run or jump. So they can move, but only like mall walkers.
Okay, only a 20, Pete. And a couple of those series go to 7 games.
I say Bulls 186, Mings 14.
Bulls.
Bulls.
Okay then, gentlemen. There's a bright spot of late. The NFL announced their season schedule. Do you think it'll be safe to play?
Nah, way too dangerous, Bob, to ask these teams to take the field and go up against the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Seriously, with both Foles and the Biscuit in tow, it's just reckless.
You know, I like Trubowski because he'll observe those safety guidelines. He keeps all his throws 6 feet away from his targets.
Nice.
We got 2 wobbly arms in their prime. It beats that Jay Cutler firing it every which way.
Yeah, but it's sad. I heard Jay and Kristen are getting a divorce and that it's getting ugly. I heard that the lawyers are showing tapes of all his playoff starts.
Oh, poor guy. It's a good thing he signed a prenup. So now he'll get to keep 100% of his interceptions.
That's good. Good for him.
So we agreed that, as we've been arguing for years, they should just cancel the season and give the trophy to the Bears.
Why go through the motions?
Foregone conclusion. But what if they're playing games in empty stadiums?
Oh, now that would really hurt us.
Yeah, we open at Detroit. Teams like the Lions that are used to playing before the silence of a dejected fan base, they'd have an inherent advantage. Now, in week 5, we're supposed to play Tampa Bay.
That's one game that's safe to play. It falls under social distance guidelines because if you get within 6 feet of Tom Brady, it's an automatic 15-yard penalty.
There you go. Yeah. Now, look, this all might be moot by then if they can find a vaccine.
If modern medicine can restore Brian Urlacher's hair, anything's possible.
True.
Especially if a certain Coach Dick gets involved.
Come on, guys, come on.
Coach Dick, have you come to stop the virus?
Hey, I wish I could. I can't do that, guys.
No, he's joking, of course. What Dicka's brain can't fight, his sharp haircut will render harmless.
Not true, guys, not true.
Try putting any flu virus within 20 feet of Coach Dicka's haircut, and it will spontaneously dissipate and leave an apology note.
Seriously, that's enough of that.
Dicka's mustache can single-handedly dry out China's wet market.
Hey, guys, I didn't crash your Zoom to talk about curing the virus.
But, Coach, you already cured the world of erectile dysfunction. This is a drop in the bucket for you.
I just want to remind people what the hell you guys are here for. And we're here to raise money to provide PPE, food, shelter, and for the homeless and essentially counseling services for the COVID-19 coalition. We can't do it alone. Not even me.
Yeah, but the coach, he can turn the economy around.
Chicago, former Chicago Bear Jason McKee here. Hoping everybody's staying home, staying safe, and all healthy. Stay home, save lives. We will get through to Chicago. Chicago strong, and once again, bear down, baby.
Good to hear from you. Good to see you, Kev, and good to hear you, Steve.
I'm sorry I can't send you guys the pictures, but my flip phone don't work like that, baby.
Yeah, that's what Otis and me were talking about. You need to get rid of that flip phone and get yourself one of those iPhones now.
Yeah.
What the hell I want somebody texting me about, brother?
Could have texted you directions on how to get on this.
Hey, we won the Super Bowl your rookie year, but you're old enough now to realize, Butler, boy, we were rock stars, but we passed it now, ain't we, baby?
Well, we had to come into the 21st century real quick, I tell you. Thank God for my granddaughter. She teaching me everything.
On that 85 team, I always get asked this question a lot. Oh, who was the craziest guy on that team? And I tell them, we had a bunch of crazy guys on that team. There wasn't
that's just relative, what you consider crazy, but we covered the gamut of it, I promise you, yeah.
Well, we had a lot of interesting guys. One of them's on the phone now, but all of us was fun guys. That's the great thing about it, because you know how football can get, or any sport can get clannish. With Walter having all those restaurants, everybody hung out. I mean, we stayed out. You know, I mean, like what he said, it's like what, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I own you, so you better be home. I'm gonna call and find out. But other than that, I don't care what you do.
We had the divergence of guys from all over America, but we had all one thing in common, boys. We all like to go out and let the steam off and have a good time. Oh yeah.
We changed a lot of things.
We did. And it was all for the better.
Especially defensively, you can't even hit a quarterback no more.
Yeah, I would hate to think what y'all's fines would look like after what we had 58. How many sacks did y'all have that year? 78?
No, we had 72 the year before and 64 in 85. They ain't even come close to our sack record in 84, 72, boy. That's going to be like DiMaggio's 56 in a row.
Yeah, that might be quite a few fines for you guys these days.
We'll be playing for free.
You'd be paying.
Ooh, this team will be remembered forever, not just the last 35 years. We weren't just football players. We were entertainers. We were the biggest soap opera that's ever been in pro football. Entertainers, people remember.
When we were playing, we not only played hard on the field for each other, we were in the communities. We were out in the streets in Chicago. People can see us, they can touch us, they can party with us.
I think it opened up football to so many more people that really didn't care for football.
Do you know how many females that brought into football that didn't care about a masculine, brutal sport? They saw that Super Bowl shuffle. Oh, yeah.
Mama's boy Otis, one of a kind. They love me for my body and my mind.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason why we're doing this today. You know, Sweet Home Chicago, Chicago COVID Coalition, we're given to 10 charities. Chicago has been hit as hard as anybody. And our roots are deep there. All my kids were born there. And when Chicago hurts, I hurt too. And anytime that we can get together, especially with my teammates, and get out there and encourage people to help, we just got to let you know that your money's going to great causes to help Chicago get back on its feet and be the city we know it is.
Although we social distancing and, you know, a lot of people are staying home, but, you know, a lot of people are donating, and that's why I'm glad we're doing this. I mean, it's for a great cause.
When you get to be old men like us, you look back on your life and the things you did when you stooped down to help your brother man are the things you're most proud of. So God bless us all, and God bless America.
Metropolitan Family Services powers families to learn, to earn, to heal, and to thrive. Helping anyone in need since 1917, Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Chicago provide compassionate, competent, professional services that strengthen and support individuals, families, and communities. Serving all people, the Greek Orthodox metropolis of Chicago is a Christ-centered community that loves, guides, and engages with our city. Jewish United Fund assists people in need to overcome life's challenges, impacting 500,000 Chicagoans of all faith. Howard Brown Health is Chicago's LGBTQ community health center network. With 11 clinics in Chicago, Howard Brown provides health care to all people regardless of ability to pay and operates 7 testing stations. One thing is true about this pandemic is there's no human touch. This isolation is driving people crazy right now. Not to be around other people is something else. But the Chicago police did something that was amazing. They tapped legendary singer John Vincent to visit different neighborhoods to sing and uplift everyone's spirits. Check it out.
It's our third one. Actually, there's 6, but we do 2 at a time. So this is the third time we've done it, going now to our 6th show. It's all brought up by Commander Papanianu and the 19th District of the Chicago Police.
As I sing the national anthem for the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field, my name is John Vincent. I'm missing that very much. Obviously, these are the little things we're missing.
Our commander, he reached out to John Vincent, and John Vincent was like, oh my God, and plus we've heard him sing, and he does the Cubs. The man's voice is phenomenally amazing.
And the rockets, red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
So they asked me, hey, what do you think about doing this? You know, I'll be honest, I'm a germaphobe. I suffer from OCD, so going outside and doing this is kind of like, you know, it kind of gives me a little bit of that pit in my stomach and everything. But when you hear about people that are dealing with isolation and this new way of living that we're in right now, we got to step up and help out, because I think that's our only option at this point.
We have to do senior checks on our seniors, our vulnerable. We noticed that they can't even sit with too close to their friend and play checkers or cards. Music is good for the soul, and I learned that. So I figured I can't get out here and do Beyonce right now and put on a wig and shake it for them, but at least we can get somebody who's awesome to do this and bring a little bit of sunshine during this time.
My name is John Vincent. We still live in a beautiful, wonderful world, and we will always live in a wonderful world if we keep having love in our hearts. So, by Louis Armstrong, what a wonderful world. I see those trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, in clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The color of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, but also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I don't. Babies crying. I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful Thank you guys. Stay strong. I love you guys. Thank you, Chicago Police, for putting this all together. What a wonderful world.
What an incredible evening. Thank you so much for everyone who participated on the show. Thank you for all our amazing guests. Thank you to everyone who watched. And more importantly, thank you to everyone who donated. Now, when this is over with, don't think you can't donate. Still donate. And tell others to donate too. And stay safe out there, all right? And make sure you keep others safe. I'm Deon Cole. Thank you, Chicago.
always tell folks, roots run deep in the shy. Every day, gotta grind to stay alive. In these streets, broad shoulders filled with pride, where the hustlers keep their dreams on high. Take a trip with me through the grand and the gritty. Got love for my city. Walk with me, every corner's so pretty. Got love for my city. Chicago. From the north side to the south side. Chicago. From the east side to the west side. Chicago. From the north side to the south side. Chicago. From the east side to the west side. We gon' ride. We gon' ride. We gon' ride. We gon' ride. I always tell people, don't come to the shine in the summer. She's so fine, make you wanna stay here forever. She's so sweet when she breathes, her heart beats on every street now. She's so fine, always on my mind.
Chicago is and always has been the one great American city. Dreamer of iron and possibilities. Call us second cause we phoenix after ashes. We rise beyond expectations. Chicago creates and gives the world. Stepping in house music, juking in footwork. The dance floor is here, change the ways the road spins.
Chicago. From the north side to the south side. Chicago. From the east side to the west side. Chicago. Everything's looking pretty to me. Chicago.
We try to build an all city, all Chicago culture. For all who are here and all who will come. City of respite, city of renewal, city of wind when the hawk lands, the grandest heart in the heartland. 3773 and 312 Chicago. We blue Chicago. We put Chicago over everything and hope Chicago puts us over petty things. Chicago for us all, where the most vulnerable stay healthy and safe.
Chicago.